AIM-listed ARC Minerals is an exploration company focused on exploring base metals, principally copper, in Africa. It's recently seen its shares rise more than 80% in the space of just 5 weeks as investors respond to the news that it's satisfied the substantive regulatory conditions to completing the joint venture agreement struck with subsidiary of Anglo American. Nick von Shending is the executive chairman and joins us now. Nick, welcome. Just watching news coming through that you've just gone unconditional with this, and this updates this news further. Give us more about what's happening.
That's correct. So there was one final condition that we had to satisfy, and that's been satisfied now. So we have gone unconditional. The $3.5 million has been paid to ARC. So that's excellent news. So that really completes the transaction. As we've reported before, we've started drilling already some 2-3 weeks ago. So that's all underway. So, excellent outcome for us.
How big a deal is this for an exploration company?
Look, I think this is for us, certainly the biggest turning point in our history since I've been involved with ARC, which is the last 6 years or so. This is by far and away, in our view, and I think if you read W.H. Ireland's broker note recently, the best exploration deal that's been done, certainly in the last 20 years, if not ever. A huge amount of money, circa $90 million, gets invested by Anglo American. $15 million of that, just under, goes to ARC and our partners, and the balance goes into the ground. So a huge investment by Anglo into this part of northwest Zambia, which I think underscores why this is so exciting and that a major would invest that sort of money.
Yeah, I should actually have said that I am now an investor in the stock. In fact, I undertook this investment after we last spoke 5 months ago when we first spoke about this deal. Was this final mile hard fought? Was it something that was going to be difficult, or was it just a question of rubber stamping?
No, it was tough. So, this has taken us close on to 2.5 years to complete. There's a huge amount of DD that goes into a project like this by Anglo, naturally. And checking all of the licenses, the validity of those licenses, etc. And then, of course, also all the regulatory approvals that need to happen in Zambia. So that's now all been done, but that did take longer than we thought. It was, at times very frustrating, but we kept with it because, as I said, it's a fantastic deal. And just to remind, your viewers that, the area that we're drilling and exploring in, which has started, used to be owned by Anglo American, and we're on the sort of western side of the Domes region in Zambia. On the eastern side, there are 3 major multi-billion-dollar operations, mining operations today, and so if neurology is anything to go by, that underscores what we have. And when Anglo owned that entire terrain, both east and west, they ranked the top 30 targets. Number 22 is Lumwana, which is Sentinel, which is owned by First Quantum today. We own the top 9 of those 10 targets. So I think we're in an extremely fortunate position. This is, I think, without doubt, the best unexplored targeted copper area in the world.
Just talking again about money, so confirming you don't have to raise money, you receive $3.5 million on the balance sheet because of this, you don't pay any costs until a trigger point is reached as you further on down the pipe. So where's the cost to the investor? There isn't any.
No, there isn't. That's why it's an amazing deal.
Yeah.
So there's been some noise in the market that we were planning to raise money. We are absolutely not.
Yeah. I think that was really the point about the question, actually, because that is an issue for a lot of people. Is in this current environment, raising money is difficult. So you've got the deal, you've got the plan, you've got the drilling underway, you've got $3.5 million under the balance sheet. What about other opportunities in the area? Do you see now more opportunity within where you are in Zambia, or are you looking at other principal targets?
Yes, we are. So we love Zambia. We think it's particularly with the recent newly elected, recently 2 years ago, newly elected government of President Chilema. I mean, they've put in a number of cleanup operations. They closed down the mining cadastre office for circa 6 months to again sort out a whole bunch of historic issues there. So that administration is a great administration. We've had, a very, very close working relationship with them. and hugely impressed. And you need that when you enter into any country, that you have governance and a rule of law, and that stands very high in Zambia. So yes, we are very high on Zambia. We are looking at other potential opportunities, but there's nothing imminent.
In terms of news down the pipe now from here, when are we going to get results back from drilling?
Well, look, we've just started.
Yeah.
So we're drilling away. The plan is to move 2 rigs to this particular area that we're drilling now. 1 rig has already arrived. The nice thing is that we don't have to redeploy during the rainy season the rig back to the driller. So we'll keep that in situ. And that allows us actually to continue drilling, certainly for a while, even during the rainy season. So that's a huge advantage. And also, secondly, as we get into the dry season early next year or mid next year, sort of Q2 next year, it means we can start that much more earlier than otherwise we would have, with mobilizing rigs and so on. So we don't have to do that. So that's very good news as well for us.
What do you plan to do with the money that's come onto the balance sheet? Because I know you've got other assets, of course, Botswana most notably.
Yeah, look, we've got Botswana. We're awaiting some assays from that, which we'll publish, and then we're going to get drilling very soon with Botswana as well. And as I say, we'll look at other potential sort of near-term opportunities, particularly in Zambia, but also other parts of Southern Africa, like Botswana, indeed, and Namibia.
Just a quick reference to share price. As I said, I'm now a shareholder and I have benefited from this extra uplift. Just want to talk about what's priced in, bearing in mind where we are now with the asset in Zambia, and the deal that's been hammered out. Where do you see fair value in shares given where you are on the organisational side?
Look, I think if you look at the WH Ireland note that I referred to earlier, it's a very good detailed note, and they essentially go through it step by step in terms of effectively how we've de-risked this investment from an investor's point of view. I mean, we've got a major now with huge expertise in that part of Zambia. We've got a fully funded exploration program of circa $74 million going to the ground. That is, tens of thousands of meters going to the ground, which we don't finance as the minority partner. We end up with 30% ultimately, what will hopefully be a major discovery or series of discoveries. So, we're in the real sweet spot here. So I think it's a great outcome. I don't like to comment on share prices. When you look at sort of something comparable to us, you look at Greatland Gold, which actually I think had a smaller cash component to the junior and even a smaller initial exploration spend than we have. Now that started off at similar market cap to where we are, $40-50 million or so, pounds, and as you probably know, that skyrocketed and it I think reached almost $1 billion. It's now today at 600 million or something. So there's everything to play for here.
Interesting. Okay, keep in touch. Thanks so much indeed for joining us. Nick von Shending is the executive chairman of ARC Minerals. A deal that has just now really been finalised in Zambia with the big copper exploration play underway.